Happy Friday, North Texas. I'm Scott.
And I'm Randy.
Today is Friday, September 5th, and we've got another guest host in the house. Welcome to the pod, Randy.
Thank you, Scott. Great to be here. Great to be here on the podcast.
Glad to have you. Since this is your first time, why don't you introduce yourself to our listeners?
Yeah, so I'm Randy Cannavale, and I'm the Senior Director of Development for Student Affairs here at our wonderful university. And so that's a short way of saying that I get external stakeholders and our alum involved with the campus again, and in the hopes that they will be inspired to give back time, talent, and treasure back to their alma mater. So with that, working with our alums here, I've had the opportunity to work with Miss Krystina Ray, who's one of our graduates from 2012 and is now one of the top DJs, if you will, radio hosts in the Metroplex. She's on 97.1 The Eagle. It was so great to bring her back and just see her energy light up again.
Yeah, it was really fun to meet Krystina this summer and get to talk to her. But before we get to that interview, football season is officially underway with a big win over Lamar this weekend.
Yes.
So we have to check in with Zach Babb for the Mean Green Minute.
Claire Niedermeyer scored a goal with under a minute remaining as North Texas Soccer defeated Abilene Christian 2-1 yesterday. The win now moves the Mean Green to 4-3 on the season. The Mean Green hit the road Sunday for a 1 p.m. match with Louisiana Monroe. After a 3-0 start to the year in the Lion Invitational, Mean Green Volleyball heads to the road again for the 305 Challenge hosted by Miami. This Friday they'll play Drake and host Miami before wrapping up against Stetson on Saturday. Mean Green football is on the road for the first time this season as they head up to Kalamazoo to face Western Michigan. It's a 2:30 start for Mean Green football on Saturday on the road. You can watch that game on ESPN Plus or listen to the game on 1190 AM in DFW or on the free Varsity Network app.
Big thanks for that report, Zach. Great win. Let's get another tomorrow against Western Michigan.
Yes.
In the meantime, check out Zach's other podcast, GMG Cast, and This Week in Mean Green Sports. And Randy, I conducted the interview, but you did all the legwork to set it up. Tell us how it came about.
Krystina, I got to know her when I was working at my previous institution, and so we were looking to do advertising for enrollment and recruitment, and so I reached out to iHeartMedia. But long story short, I got to work with Krystina, and she's just an amazing, talented individual, of course, graduating from UNT. And so we just did our North Texas Giving Day back in May where we raised over $2 million, and in part was, because of Krystina's hard work, promoting the university, promoting what it means to be an alum and to give back, monetarily. And so we continue to do work with Krystina, and I thought, you know what? Let me bring you back to campus. Let me host you. So we did that back in July, and what a great time it was. But yeah, it was great to see, Scott, during that tour that I gave her, just what UNT, means to her. We went into some of the old buildings and classrooms she went into, and even went down Fry Street, and just seeing that energy in her eyes, you can tell that UNT will always be a special part of her.
All right, Krystina, so thank you for joining us today for the podcast. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Scott. It's nice to be here.
So I want to start off with asking, you graduated in 2012.
2012,
RTVF?
Yeah. Yes, RTVF.
Back when it was called that. Now I think it's Media Arts now.
Yeah.
What made you choose to come to UNT?
There were multiple reasons I chose UNT. First off, so I was from a small town, Crandall, Texas. Go Pirates. And UNT was just far enough away where I could enjoy my independence, but not too far. So if I got scared and needed mom and dad, I could just do, an hour and a half drive back home. So that was a big reason there. But second, I was really big into music and art. I was an AP art in high school, and that was initially what I wanted to do. And I knew that UNT had the best art program, best music program. And so that was a big factor. But also I knew since they were so great at those programs, I would have a lot of like-minded people there. And so those were just the huge reasons. And then also when, you're visiting all these campuses your senior year of high school, as soon as I set foot on this campus and kept walking around, it just felt like home to me. So that's why I chose UNT.
Love
and I'm
that.
glad I did.
Yeah. We're glad you did too.
Yeah.
So you mentioned you originally came here for art. How'd you end up in RTVF and in radio?
It's really funny. So while walking around, again, I wanted to do graphic design.
Okay.
I had a friend who was 2 years older than me who came here to do graphic design. And it sounded really fun. But while walking around campus, I ran into Russ Campbell. And he ended up showing my mom and me just all the facilities at the radio, television, and film department. Mm-hmm. And I don't know why. I guess it was because I was in a small town. It didn't occur to me that I could actually do that for a living. We had a small like TV program at Crandall, and it was just like a morning news show, right? Mm-hmm. And I had a blast in that, but again, I didn't think, oh, this could be a career. Oh my God. And so again, just looking at the facilities there and that just registering with me, I was like, okay, so this is what I'm gonna do. Because I have fun with it. I've actually just naturally do it all the time. I would sit in my mom's car and be my own DJ with my CD player. I would seriously like pause the CD and introduce the next song. It's so weird. And so it was meant to be, and I didn't even realize it until I set foot on this campus, and that's when I changed direction to do radio, television, and film.
That's awesome. Was that like a tour you were on and where you first?
It was, yeah. So I was just here like checking out the campus with my mom, just seeing, if this is where I wanted to go. And so, so that was it. So thank you, Russ, by the way.
So obviously that was kind of a sort of transformative moment. What about during your school years, any classes or, did you work at KNTU, anything that was super impactful on you?
I would say all of it was. And so at the time we had to take classes in all three, like radio, television, and film, mm-hmm. which was... It was just awesome because you got a taste of every little thing to make sure this is really what you wanted to do, or maybe you wanted to do something else. And I loved KNTU. I loved NTTV. I volunteered as much as I could and got my hands on everything I could and learned all that I could. All of that was impactful, really, because you're connecting with the other students. You're learning to work in that environment, which is huge later on. Mm-hmm. And I seriously loved all of it. And I remember, I don't know if they still do this, but slicing film in film class.
I remember that.
Okay.
I mean, I was around your era, so I don't know if they still do it, but I remember doing that.
Because that was super impactful because you really appreciate everything that we have now, the technology we have now, so we don't have to do that. But I just remember that definitely stood out to me. But seriously, just meeting all the people. And then what's funny, and you probably know this as well, a lot of people in my class you run into in the field out here in Dallas, and a lot of them go on to do really good things and big things. And if you worked well with them, if you were friends with them, they can put in a good word for you, and you may end up working together in the future. It's just, it's really awesome.
Networking.
Yeah.
So walk me through your career path kind of since you graduated. How'd you end up getting into radio?
It's all over the place. So at first I thought maybe TV was the way to go. TV, here locally, really, it was just news TV. And so I started out in Sherman at KXII. Great place, great people, highly recommend. It's a great starting point too for anyone who's graduating.
Yeah.
And very quickly I just started as like a production assistant on the morning show there. And then I moved up to be a director and technical director at the same time. And I quickly realized that the people I was working with was fun. Working in TV was fun, but the content was very, very sad and very serious, and that wasn't me. And so my senior year at UNT, my final semester, I should say, I got to intern with Bo and Jim from Lone Star, and I just had flashbacks to that of how much fun it was, but in my mind, Bo and Jim are huge. It's Lone Star. There's no chance I could even have a career in that. And once that internship ended, they didn't have any job openings. So after about a year or so at KXII, I figured, let me just try the radio path again if I can. And so I found a promotion assistant job at KTCK 1310 The Ticket, which I had no idea what the station was at the time. I just said I need a foot in radio somewhere.
Yeah.
So I had that. And then I had also gotten a production assistant job at CBS 11 because you need more than just one part-time job. Anyway, I didn't know this, but once I started promotions at The Ticket, I eventually was filling in for traffic for Becca. And because she knew my experience at UNT, she had gone to UNT as well. And so she was like, she knows what she's doing. I need a backup. So she trained me on traffic. That traffic led to me doing weekends at KSCS. And then I had someone who had heard me and knew of Lex and Terry. So I did mornings with Lex and Terry for a while. They're a syndicated morning show, if someone doesn't know.
Yeah.
And then I wanted a full-time job at that point. I'd gotten in my head, I need a full-time job. Someone at Cumulus who had known me from KSCS, promotions, all that, they said there's a full-time job of production here. We'd love to have you. And so I took that for a while. And then once again, after about 2-3 years, I'm like, man, I want to be full-time on air. It's not going to happen here at Cumulus because these people are vetted. They are set in their ways. They're not going anywhere. Full respect to them. I'm going to have to move somewhere else if I want to get that spot. And so I went to iHeart. And then shortly after I moved to iHeart, Ben and Skin came over. And they had heard about me, I guess. I have no idea. I mean, I knew KT. KT also went to UNT.
Yeah.
And so he kind of knew me vaguely for like friends of friends. And they picked me up, and I have been with them ever since.
Nice.
So it's been about 6 years now I've been with the Ben and Skin show.
Nice. And I want to note, Ben and Skin, also UNT alums. I interviewed them
Absolutely.
for the magazine a few years back.
Yeah. I love those guys.
Good
They're
connections.
awesome.
So I understand you got involved with kind of promoting our Day of Giving this year. Can you tell me more about that and why that was important to you to get involved?
Well, first off, anything involving UNT, I'm all on board for because, I mean, like I've said in this interview, they got me to where I am today, and all the connections and everything that I've learned here is just, that's why I have my job. So I want to help UNT however I can. But also, again, like I mentioned earlier, the facilities here and the equipment here are so important for learning. And the more up-to-date it is, that's the best way for these students to learn and have hands-on experience. In that way, as soon as they leave here and go out into the real world, if that equipment is the same and they already know what they're doing, that's huge. It's absolutely huge.
Yeah.
And so I'm only talking about, you know, the radio and television side of things. So I can't imagine all the other departments here. Yeah. It's just really important for them to learn on up-to-date systems and stuff, you know, technology, whatever you want to call it. But it's also important for their quality of life. You know, I mentioned this was kind of my first time so far away from home, being in a small town, so you want them to have fun and feel safe and everything like that. So that's why it's such a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you do all 4 years at UNT, or did you transfer in?
I did all 4 years, and I even did summer school because I'm a big nerd. So I wanted to graduate in the 4 years. I had it set in my mind for whatever reason, but I loved every single second of it.
Nice. Other than KNTU, Into TV, were there any other like student orgs or anything you were involved in or anything like that?
So during our classes, like our TV classes, we all had to kind of put together little, you know, short films and stuff like that. And so I was involved with that. There was one guy, Chase Huddleston, he had put together kind of like a short comedy series. And so I got to not only help with like the production assistant side of that, but I was also an extra here and there. And so we'd always have late night shootings and stuff, but it was always really fun because it was all students involved. And so you're just hanging with your friends, making a TV show. It was really, really fun. So I loved that.
That's awesome. I like to ask, like, what was your like go-to spot in Denton? Like hanging out around Denton, where would you go?
Probably everyone says this, but Fry Street.
Yeah,
Fry Street for sure. I loved Cool Beans was really, really fun. Always fun. And then on my way in, it was so weird. I'm having so many flashbacks because I stayed at Traditions Hall back when it was brand new, and I would just walk across the street and go to the football games. So I did go to a lot of football games, basketball games, as well as going to Fry Street,
Nice.
and having fun there.
That's awesome. All right, last question. Any advice for future aspiring radio personalities?
I would say definitely stay positive as much as you can and be patient, and definitely take any opportunity that is thrown your way. Not only just taking those opportunities, but ask for opportunities. So if you are upbeat and you're ready to go and you're asking, hey, can I help with this or this or this? You learn a lot of things that come in handy later on. But seriously, the being positive thing, because when you're doing a promotions assistant job for minimum wage out in the Texas heat, like some days it's really, really hard. But if you stay at it, like people, they see that positivity, and that's someone they want to work with. You want to be around positive people at work. So yeah, stay positive, stay at it. You'll get it. I promise.
Nice. All right. And then we like to end our interviews. Can we get a Go Mean Green?
Oh yeah. Go Mean Green.
It was so great to meet and talk to Krystina, and fun to hear about her working with fellow UNT alums Ben and Skin and Kevin Turner.
That's right. Love to see our Eagles flocking together, Scott, and I'll make sure to be in touch next time I have an excited alum on campus who wants to be on the pod.
Yeah, for sure. Appreciate that, Randy. As always, listeners, you can get in touch by emailing podcast@unt.edu or calling 940-565-4341. And don't forget to tell a friend about the show, share it on social media, or leave us a rating and review wherever you listen. Until next time, we hope you have a happy Friday, North Texas.
And go Mean Green.
Happy Friday, North Texas is a production of the University of North Texas. Today's show was produced and edited by Scott Brown with original reporting by Scott Brown. For more information, visit unt.edu/podcast.